another video. Another tackling of the goals we have set for ourselves. High on life. I'm so full. Just put down some oatmeal. It's real. Banged out 22 pull-ups. First time I've done some pull like that much in 2 months. Mind you, like 3 months ago I was doing 30 something. Today I can't even bang 25. But hey, we took a month break. The whole month of December we didn't work out at all. And we're just now getting back to it. We started on the 28th, so 3 days before New Year's. We decided to apply a new discipline, bang out anywhere between 300 to 500 reps within the first 10 minutes of waking up. So that's the goal. That's what I was doing while I was kind of inconvenienced in Panama for like 26 days against my own will. So we figured, it was a great routine while I was in there. Kind of gave me an idea as to how I would go about my day if I was locked up, which I was. And I figured I'd apply it in this life, right? Outside, freedom. So I've been doing that for the last 9 days now on this 90-day program. But that practice, I don't intend on stopping. No breaks from it. Unless obviously, I got a headache or something of that magnitude. But it's a great day. It's a great Thursday. Thirsty Thursday, Jueves, Jupiter's Day. Got a few things, put up 3 good posts today. And I'm gonna expand on those. Give me 1 second. That's what we're gonna talk about. Vices. Generational vices. And I guess the first thing that we should start is by reading this one, right? Breaking old habits won't be easy. It won't. A lot of habits, since, go directly into that generational habits, generational trauma. It comes from our fathers and our mothers, mainly from our fathers, because that's where we reside most of our life until we're planted in the soil, which is our mothers. So whatever vices our fathers had while we were in their loins, that's most likely the vices that we will inherit as sons, right? It won't be easy. Some habits are, 10, 15, 20 years in the making. Some habits have been with us for as long as we've been alive. Like I said, they come from our father's loin. We came straight out of our father's, loin into our mom's womb, dealing with bad habits, lust, slothfulness, greed, envy, deception, wrath, pride, an overabundance of humility, cowardice, narcissism, just like, the capacity to abuse others that appear weaker than us, that we can take advantage of. Some of us may not know anything but those vices. You get what I'm saying? But we do have the potential to change all that. We will mess up. That's inevitable. Nobody learns to walk from night to day. You start crawling, you start grabbing onto things, stumbling, falling, getting back up. until you learn how to walk straight. You know, you learn to run, and so on. So you will fall short. You know, you might not meet your goals at your first try. You might have to fail a few times and learn from those failures before you can actually, you know, have some apparent success. But this should never be a reason to stop. You know, our ability to persevere through failures is what will define who we become. Our ability to persevere through failures will define who we become in the process. Quitters or, you know, triumphant succeeders of whatever goals we have set for ourselves. Every mess up is a stepping stone. Is a chance to do it all over again, even better. All right? There is this quote that I heard Jim Rohn say, you know, and it's like, there are many young men who would die for the truth, but very few that would spend 5 or even 20 years studying to know what the truth is. You know, many seek knowledge, many seek peace, but very few seek wisdom to understand how to apply that knowledge and how to take advantage of the peace that they actually end up developing. And the ability to reward themselves and to give themselves a pat on the back, some validation when they are able to overcome some of these vices that, you know, we encountered throughout our lifetime. You know, moving on, reality can seem cruel to some, so much that it convinces us that pessimism is better than having our own optimism disappointed by circumstances. Things are never going to be easy. You know, you might lose somebody in the process of you aiming to accomplish your goals. Maybe that someone was the one that was motivating you to embark on the path that you decided to embark on. By nature, you know, we are biologically hardwired to look at the negative. So oftentimes when we try to overcome a lot of the vices, a lot of the bad habits that we have, we see other people doing the complete opposite. They entertain it more. They drink more, they smoke more, they overconsume more foods, they overindulge in more slothfulness, and we're like, what's the point? You know, if they're having fun, why can't we? But at the end of the day, 5, 10, 20 years in the future, they're going to receive, you know, the reward, the results of their actions. And if they were not good, you know, those results are definitely not going to be rewarding and good. But if we as the individuals that do choose to make a change in our life, do persist in our actions, you know, because our desires are clear, you know, our dreams and our vision are more important to us than immediate gratification, you know, and we have the belief in ourselves that what we're doing does serve a purpose, and we have the tenacity to not let ourselves be derailed by what others around us may be saying or doing. We are going to have the capacity to persevere, you know, because we are able to, through discipline, do the things that are necessary, not just the things that we want to do. All right? Like I said, we are biologically hardwired to look at the bad. It's how we survived in the jungle. But we're no longer in the jungle. We don't need to be, you know, always being so realistic and pessimistic about, oh, that tiger might just be there. We got to prepare for the worst. You can also prepare for the best. You know what I'm saying? You can have some optimism. You can have some idealism. We live in societies. And because we live in societies, we have, you know, the protection that society affords us. And so we can, relax a little bit and put down some goals, some agendas for our future that will allow us, instead of just survive, we can actually thrive. You get what I'm saying? We can actually thrive, and through that capacity, we can put our imagination more into work. We can put our imagination more into work, and we can see what works and what doesn't. Our mindset is important. Mindset is one of the most important aspects in these things. You know what I'm saying? With a positive mindset will get us a lot further than a negative and pessimistic mindset will ever. Neville Goddard said, imagination and faith are the secret of creation. That's true, man. Like, our imagination is the most powerful thing that we have. And it is our imagination that will actually help us in overcoming a lot of the bad habits that we have. The only reason we have all these bad habits is because we can't imagine anything better. Because our mind is over-consumed and over-polluted by everything that we see in the society that we live in today. But when we begin to consume, knowledge that reaffirms the positive aspects of life, that we are capable of actually achieving whatever it is that we put our minds to, then we become more optimistic, more idealistic in our desires and our dreams about life. We are even able to concoct utopian ideals of what life could look like if, everything worked out the way that we believe it should be working out. But it first starts with ourselves. We have to have the ability to change ourselves. And desire is so much so that regardless of what's going on in our immediate surrounding, we're not going to lose our focus like everybody else. We're not going to start running around like a chicken with its head cut off just because, something didn't go our way or something negative happened in our immediate environment. Our belief, our thoughts are so powerful in determining the eventual outcome of our life that if we are not mindful of the thoughts that we allow ourselves to entertain, we can sidetrack ourselves. We can deter our life path in life drastically. Believe in the potential possibility of change. Have faith that it is possible, and with optimism and confidence, step into the life despite the fires around you. Like, everything that's going on today could discourage a lot of people from even trying. For many, it's just simpler to give in. The threat of losing a job, of not having, of not knowing where the next dollar is going to come to feed their family, it is inducing many people to literally sacrifice their own liberty and freedom in subjection to corporate demands, to governmental legislatures that make no sense, that completely violate our constitutional rights, our unalienable rights as individuals, with unalienable liberties and freedoms and rights given to us by our Creator. But because we lack the knowledge, because we don't understand how to mind our business, we lack the capacity to actually make decisions that do afford us the opportunity to take better and greater control over our life. We're always expecting for Big Brother, for Uncle Sam, for Daddy Government to be able to, for it to resolve all our issues, when government was never put in place to work in such a way. Government is for the people, but it is by the people, and if the people in charge of it are not in their right minds, if they're not abiding by certain virtues and core values, everything is gonna start going out of whack. You know what I'm saying? So it all starts with self. It all starts with us addressing those habits, that build up the ethics and the moral values within us that won't allow us to take the easy route whenever it is afforded to us. You know, it's easier for many of us to just sit around, laying around on the phone, or watching television, or indulging in mini series day in and day out, consuming because of, you know, the consumerist society that we live in, that nothing ever becomes of us, and all we become is a nuisance to ourselves, to our family, and to our community and society as a whole, because we actually serve no real value. We're just a pest, a garbage with no purpose. But you know, once you begin to focus on your true desires, you know, when you start being true to yourself, authentic, and you really start going after your true desires, and you start refining your belief process, and you start acting with some courage and tenacity towards what it is that you want, towards who it is that you want to become, towards what it is that you want to be, and why it is that you want to do the things that you want to do in life. When, where, and how will become more apparent over time, so long as we maintain perseverance and a disciplined direction in our life, you know, by making the right choices, you know. Just as many choose to pray and meditate, you know, choosing to eat the right things, choosing to avoid the negative people, and go about, you know, shaking the right hands and meeting the right people, choosing to listen to the things that actually uplift you, and remove as much as possible the things that don't feed into the individual that you want to become. You know, choice is one of the most powerful things that we have. Once you learn how to really discipline yourself to the point where now you're able to control your willpower, you will begin to make better, wiser, and more powerfully impactful choices in your life that also are so profoundly impactful in your life that they also impact the life of those around you. But it all starts with self. It all starts with self, family. I put a post up earlier about, you know, reading, you know, minimum 10 pages a day. I've been doing that also for like the last 7 or 9 days. And I finished one book already. I'm halfway through like 2 or 3 other ones. I began another one. It's called The Challenger Sale, Taking Control of Customer Conversation. You know, though it relates specifically to business, I try to see how I can apply a lot of the things that I read as it relates to helping individuals. So anything I read, I really read it with the intention of getting the most out of it in such a way that it allows me to provide the greatest amount of value to anybody that I come into contact with, in any sphere of life. It's whether, you know, they're children or they are adults. Like, I got my little 9-year-old niece learning about NFTs and how to design your own NFTs, and I'm telling her, like, yo, you gotta listen to video, you gotta watch YouTube videos and keep watching, and then get practice and go back to, you know, I got an 18-year-old nephew, I got a 14-year-old, I got a 7-year-old niece. There are so many ways that you can practice and refine your craft in life. The thing is that not many people think of selfless reasons that can help them refine their craft. You know, they're not selfish in a selfless way. They are, what is it? They're just selfish. You know what I'm saying? They're selfish for selfish reasons, rather than, you know, being a little selfish for a selfless reason, giving to yourself so that you may have something to give to others. But Other than that, we're gonna cut it. That's gonna be it for today. Like the guy Goodar said, imagination and faith are the secrets of creation. So use your imagination. Whatever thoughts, whatever ideas you have in your mind, take them out of your mind, put them on paper, make them more concrete, more real. You know what I'm saying? Believe that you are supposed to accomplish these things that are roaming around in your head. Because if they weren't meant for you to accomplish, then they wouldn't be there. Be authentic with it. Be true to who you truly are. You get what I'm saying? Think big. Don't be scared to think big. Don't be scared to imagine big. Don't be scared to think outside the box. And go forth with full faith, with confidence that whatever you put in your mind to and towards, so long as you practice, refine your skills, check the proper boxes to achieving those things, it will become, possible. That's all it is, man. Other than that, it's been real. I hope y'all get something out of this. Whoever watches this full thing and listens to the words that are coming out of my mouth, and that it functions to the very best of your ability. Be willing to put in the time. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how long your fruit is going to take to grow, how long your tree is going to take to bear fruit. You might be a tomato bush, 3 to 6 months. You might be like a mango avocado tree, 5 to 10 years to bear fruit. Other than that, it's been nothing but love. You have a great one.